There we go. All right, we'll get started in 3, 2, 1. Well, welcome to the Valley Hoops Insider podcast, part of the Valley Hoops Insider website. I'm Harry Schroeder. That smiling man over there is the head coach of the Murray State Racers. They are the OVC champions. They've won 20 games in a row. They're on their way to the NCAA tournament. Coach of the year in the OVC. It's been a good season so far, Matt McMahon.
Hey, good morning, Harry. It's been a lot of fun. We've been blessed with this team. Really talented players, obviously, but they've been so bought in to the culture of the program, and all they care about is winning. And so it's been so much fun to be a part of it. It's been a historic year, something that's never happened in the history of our league, over 75 years. And the atmosphere to cap it off with another tournament championship in Evansville this weekend was really special.
I'm so excited about what you guys are able to accomplish. Appreciate you carving out some time before the storm, so to speak, coming your way. Take me to the closing moments, the emotions of that closing moments of that game, and then the hysteria afterwards. Dave Winder tells me it was a celebration.
Well, it was an unbelievable basketball game. Two really good teams, tough teams. So every possession was a fight, and it came down to the last. And I thought both teams executed really well in the last minute and a half of the game. Some incredible shot making by Morehead State, but we had one of the greatest defensive plays in the history of Murray State basketball. We had switched Tevin onto Hollowell, their terrific three-point shooter, and he came off a double screen, and Tevin gets the block and gets the rebound as well. Unfortunately, landed on his tailbone, but just such a tough competitor and a winner. Goes to the free throw line and makes 2 to put us up 3 with 7 seconds left, and we call a timeout. Wanted to foul, which is the right play, I believe, but you're still a little nervous because you know they have Janai Broom. You got to keep off the offensive glass on the free throw. Fortunately, they missed the first one. There was a push in the back on the second, and KJ makes a free throw with 2 seconds left to put it up to 4. And that's when you could finally relax and know that your players and your team and program had accomplished something that had never been done before. And the celebration, it's once in a lifetime, Harry. It's why you do it. It's what I talk to our players about before the game. It's why you report to campus on June 1st and you spend your summer here working. It's why you do the 6 a.m. weight sessions, the conditioning drills. To get to play in that type of environment and atmosphere. We had over 6,000 Murray State fans there in Evansville, painted downtown navy and gold. And it was just an incredible atmosphere. And like I said, it was an amazing game between 2 great teams. And we're very thankful that we were able to climb that ladder in the Ford Center and cut those nets down.
I was here in St. Louis covering the Missouri Valley tournament, got out of there and watched the back half of your game. And I was just so blown away by Tevin's toughness on that defensive play, on the rebound, legs cut out from under him, banged up terribly, and just the grit to stay out there and shoot the free throws, make the free throws, and still go back and play defense. It says a lot about that young man.
I think when you have a special player, there's always a defining moment you'll think back upon years down the road, and that will be the one for him. To block the shot and to go to the line injured and make both free throws to seal another championship will be his defining moment, because it just shows his value as a winner and a competitor. I've said it multiple times. I think he's one of the more underappreciated players in all of college basketball. I mean, he's about to go over 1,900 points for his career. He just got his 400th assist in the championship game Saturday. I mean, all the great point guards who have come through Murray State, 5th all-time in assists. And on top of that, he's the guy who's made the most threes in the history of our league. I mean, it's just amazing what he's done, not to mention all the winning. that he's been a part of. You include his redshirt year, he's a part of 4 regular season championships and 3 tournament championships and 3 NCAA tournament appearances.
And he's about 600 rebounds, a good defender. I mean, he's just a special player. How is his tailbone, though? That's kind of a critical question.
Yeah, he's sore, Harry, but he'll be fine. He'll be back in practice today, and we took a couple days off to let the guys really rest up and recover, and then we get back to work this afternoon.
So I want to take you back a little bit further. So you're assisting under Steve Prohm, and Murray State is a winning program, and you guys have had great success for quite a while. And then you take over, and you guys have continued to have great success. Coaches talk all the time about building the right way, our culture, and all that. Can you give us 1 or 2 or 3 of those kind of Murray State building blocks, cultural things?
Yeah, I agree with you, Harry. I think a lot of people talk about it, but they don't know what it means when they throw that culture word out. We try to be very specific and provide a lot of clarity in how we operate as a program. So for us, we have 5 core values, and that's what the program's built upon: hard work, unselfishness, toughness, accountability, and joy. And
I like the last one.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think I've told you before, when I first started, number 1 was character, and then the previous 4 that I'd mentioned. But character is the price of admission. If you don't have character, you're not going to be a part of our program anyway. We eliminated that value and added joy. And, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me, for our players, to get to coach and play here, to be a part of, what by the numbers is the most dominant team in the history of our league. Why wouldn't you enjoy it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's been so much fun about this team and all the other elite teams we've had. I think you can have that balance of hard work, the toughness, the discipline, the unselfishness that winning requires, but also have a lot of fun doing it. And these guys have been a blast to coach.
You guys have won 20 in a row and all the great things you've done. Winning is fragile, though, isn't it? People think when you're on a roll like this, well, they're just great, they're just winning. But on Friday night, Casey Alexander calls a timeout right before a 3-pointer goes through that would have won him the game. In your game, there's that push in the back that could have rearranged. Winning and losing, there's a fragile, narrow window there between winning and losing. And you guys have been able to win 20 in a row. It's amazing.
Winning is hard. And now when people, they can't complain about your losing, they complain you don't win by enough. But, it's the other teams trying to win too. Winning is incredibly difficult, especially on the road. That's one of the things I'm really proud of our team. We have the highest winning percentage on the road in all of college basketball, 11-1, with the 1 loss being at top Auburn. So credit to our players. They've really, we've had some tight games. I think we're top 5 in the country and largest scoring margin for the season, but we have been in some tight games, and our players have delivered every time at both ends of the floor. Their execution has been near perfection.
The seating and all of that will come out on Sunday. I assume you guys will have some kind of a watch party, but between now and then, what's the work week like for the Racers?
Well, as I told our players yesterday, the celebration's now over. We enjoyed it. It was really special. But we have about 9 days before we'll play again. We'll either get better during that time or we'll get worse. We're not going to stay the same. So we need to turn our attention toward getting better as a team. You want to find that balance. It's a long break. I've been fortunate to do it now 3 of the last 5 years. But you got to find the balance of, we want to stay healthy, but you also got to stay in competition mode. You got to stay in game shape while not risking any injuries. So we'll try to have that balance this week and hopefully keep getting better as a team because regardless of what seed you get next week, I can promise you're going to be playing a really good basketball team.
Yeah, there's no slouches in that tournament. You mentioned this is your 3rd time in 5 years. And the first time you went and won it out, the second time a win before you went out. What kinds of things have you learned about this process, about getting ready and about getting your guys prepared, yourself prepared for all that's coming?
Well, as far as the OVC tournament, I think with the merit-based bracket format that we have, it puts so much importance on your regular season. So every game carries such weight. Could be the difference in you having to play 2 games to go to the NCAA tournament, or play 3 and possibly even 4. Our bracket is structured. So we always just put all our attention, as cliche as it is, on just, you got to go win the next game. You got to go 1-0. And that's how we approach the OVC tournament. We don't go into it as a tournament. We go up to win the game on Friday night. So we left here Thursday, just like a regular road game, and went up there with the goal of winning our semifinal game. And then you prepare for the championship game. So we prepare for the NCAA tournament the same way. I just want to get better this week, find out who we play Sunday night. It's a really quick turnaround, and then just hope to go 1-0 in that first round game and see what happens from there.
Not a lot of teams have played Auburn, and you guys played them well. 2 or 3 of their players just were announced all SEC. They're going to be a handful for a lot of people, but was that like a good game for your team? What I mean is to see what it might be like playing the highest level of competition.
It was awesome for us. And it's kind of a unique story. Coach Pearl's the first Power 5 head coach to bring their team to Murray State. He came here and played in 2018. And I think we found out a lot about our team in that game. We lost a close game in the last 2 minutes. We went on to the NCAA tournament. We went to Auburn and played them in 2019. It was an unbelievable game. They beat us 91-88, but I think our players learned a lot from it, gained a lot of confidence as well, even in defeat. And we went on to the NCAA tournament and won a game. And now here we are in the final year of that contract. We go back and play at their place right before Christmas. It's the last time we've lost, but I think our players learned a lot from it. Just playing against, they're a legit top 5 team in America. It was a great experience for us. So I hope that'll help prepare us when we do get into the NCAA tournament next week.
So 3 for 3. So you have to renew that contract. You've got to get them back on the schedule.
Yeah, I asked Coach Pearl if he's ready to come back to Murray State next year. He said it might.
That would be super interesting. You guys, I just saw a little video. You guys, you were mentioning to your team, I guess it was when you were putting the sticker on the OVC championship bracket, that Tevin and KJ were the first teammates ever, I guess, in the OVC history to be 3 times all OVC together. It's a special tandem. It just reflect a little bit on their careers together.
Well, unbelievable. We're getting ready for the NCAA tournament. Their first year as freshmen. Both are 4-year starters. Tevin hit 5 threes, had 19 points in the NCAA tournament win. KJ had 16 points as a freshman in the NCAA tournament win. And they've just sustained excellence. Maybe haven't gotten the credit they deserve because the crazy COVID year and all that went along with that. But you take that out, I think the record here is 81-16 in 3 of the 4 years, somewhere along those lines. So they're just ultimate winners. They've done things that historically have never happened here. And this is a hard place to create new history. Because a lot of great things happen over the years at Murray State. But you go to KJ, he's one of 3 players in the history of the school, over 1,500 points, 800 rebounds. As you mentioned, 3 times first team all-league. He was 3rd in the player of the year voting last year, then wins player of the year this year. Tevin, we've gone through all his numbers. He's 9th in career scoring. He's even top 20 in rebounding at Murray State. He's 5th in assists. He'll finish top 10 in steals, all-time leading 3-point shooter. As a sophomore, was runner-up for player of the year in the league. Now this year finished 3rd. So their resumes are incredible individually, but I know that both of them would point to the winning and the championships and the NCAA tournament appearances as their favorite parts of the journey.
I talked to both of them maybe, 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. I was so impressed with the way they just were thinking out loud about their process, their careers, their teammates. They're unique young gentlemen too, aren't they?
Oh, they're the best. And I tell you, also should get a ton of credit, both of their families. Just terrific people. It's just been a great blessing to get to coach them. And their families go out of their way to be at, excuse me, as many games as possible, incredibly supportive. And they let you coach their kids, which is awesome. You know, they let you coach them and trust you to help steer them in the right direction on and off the basketball court. So it's really been a privilege for us to have two players, not only but their character and their family backgrounds here at Murray State.
I quizzed them both on whether or not they might come back next year, and they both at least left the door open. They at least satisfied me enough to say that the door is still open to come back.
Well, we always handle that from a standpoint of, especially this crazy deal with the extra COVID year. Hey, let's focus on the season. Mm-hmm. The best year you can have, enjoy it, have a lot of fun. There'll be plenty of time to sit down after the season and evaluate what the next best step for you is in your career. And I think they've done a great job of that, just staying focused on the moment and enjoying the monster years that they've had. And so, you know, those are two guys who play at the professional level for a lot of years. There's no question about that. And they'll sit down and make those decisions after the season.
Two last questions. Preseason, you and I talked, and you had brought in a number of players, and maybe at that time, in some people's minds, Justice Hill was a little bit of a forgotten guy because of other people had come in and they're, you know, whatever. And you told me, oh, don't forget about him. He's going to have a good year. And yikes, he's just exploded.
Well, he's the best point guard in our league. He's been incredible. And excuse me. It's really the rewarding part of coaching. I mean, celebrating out there and winning championships and all that stuff's great. But it was a challenging transition for him last year. COVID, no summer workouts, no fall workouts, no team building. We missed a month of practice at one point. I mean, he just never got into a rhythm, didn't understand, you know, what his role needed to be and so forth. And credit to him, you know, really, from the first day of spring workouts, nobody in America has outworked Juice Hill. He has lived here in the practice facility. He's been a great leader at the point guard position. It's really been the return of elite point guard play here at Murray State. So I'm just thrilled for him and his family. He's been awesome. And you know, I know he's really looking forward to the NCAA tournament next week.
As you know, I work closely with the Missouri Valley Conference as well, and you guys are headed that way. For the people that are Missouri Valley fans and watchers, tell those people what they can expect from the Murray program / the Murray fans next season.
Well, we're really excited about it, Harry. I mean, it's an unbelievable opportunity for Murray State University and the Murray, Kentucky community. We've had an unbelievable run here in the OVC. It's been a great partnership. But now as you look to the Valley brand, Arch Madness brand, they're two of the mainstays of college basketball for many years. So we're excited about that. I know our fans are excited. I think you'll see a huge contingency of Navy and Gold make the trip to St. Louis next March. From a program, you'll see a very passionate, tradition-rich program coming into the Valley. From a style of play, you've seen us. I mean, we're going to play hard. We're going to be tough. We're going to compete. Hopefully, we'll continue to have the same balance that we have now. And we're 15th in the country in offensive efficiency. We're 13th in the country in defensive efficiency. That's enabled us to win a lot of games in different ways. But overall, we're still rolling this year, Harry. So all this talk about the Valley is going to make for a great off-season project. I'm looking forward to studying all the great programs and coaches in that league this spring.
Appreciate your time. Listen, I know I'm not Scott Van Pelt or any of those other famous people you're talking to these days. So I appreciate you carving out time for me today. And we just wish you all the best in the NCAA tournament.
Harry, thanks so much. I appreciate all your coverage over this season and years past as well. You've always been really good to the Murray State Racers. So we appreciate it. and hopefully get to talk to you next week.
Looking forward to it. That's Matt McMahon, the head basketball coach at Murray State. You've been watching and listening to the Valley Hoops Insider podcast, part of the Valley Hoops Insider website. I'm Harry Schroeder, reminding you, since you've been there, make it a better place. We'll see you again real soon. Matt, thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Man, I hope you have a deep, deep run, my friend. I hope it goes great.
Man, that would be special. That would be special. It's amazing getting to go. There's nothing like it.
I'm excited for you. All right. You have a good day. Save that throat.
You too. Thanks so much.
All righty. Bye.